Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Back in the house, family. Come on in. Look like trouble. Look like trouble. Come on in. I know you niggas been sleeping on the general. I know. That's why I got my Timberlands on, and I ain't gonna be playing no games with you niggas. At all. Got the Timberlands on, everybody. This Sunday, November 10th, 2019. Secrets of the Egyptian Mystery System. I got to do my Michael Jordan. I got to do my Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. God damn it, I got to rap them all, the GOATs of all time. Rap them up. Nigga, that's what I'm going to be this Sunday. Everybody already know. Already know what it's going to be. Baby, I'm about to take you all through the mystery system all around the world. Show you what no man can show you. Guaranteed. The link is right down in the video description. Hit that goddamn link. Have your ass in the place. If you miss it, too bad. Y'all can go over there and do the other shit. You know, burn some candles and shit and this, that, and the third and hum and chant and do all that other bullshit. But when it comes time to really know the ancient Egypt, the revolutionary ancient Egypt, the one you need to free yourself today, you understand, interpreted through the Suten Seti doctrine. The Seti doctrine, baby. You got to transform information into ammunition. You got to have your ass in the place. Okay? The Bible Decoded series over there, exclusive on Patreon. I just did 5 videos tonight. I ain't uploaded them yet, but soon as I get up off of YouTube, they going up fire. Fire. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas don't see me, and then when they do see me, I'm coming out the sky like the Naga. I'm coming out like the flying dragon, spitting fire on you niggas. And motherfuckers is running and hiding and screaming and pleading for mercy, but it won't be no mercy. So family, get on over there to Patreon. Man, it's going to be a catalog of fire over there on General Cyrus Seti Patreon. Exclusive. Won't see that on YouTube. No other internet platform. KingSeti.com, online marketplace. Got the DVDs, t-shirt, hoodies, jewelry. Got some new shit on the way. Already. You understand what I'm saying? Miss me with the mess. You know what I'm saying? Holiday sale. Miss me with the mess. You know, it ain't no holiday it's a holiday, but it's to get past all the cracker goddamn institutions of mass pillage. You understand what I'm saying? Mass pillage, economic pillage of the black community. Get something that will empower you. You understand your mind? Get you some information, get something on your back that define your energy of divinity, and goddamn it, keep your ancestor symbols on you at all time for protection. Okay, and then upcoming November, we got the Islam. We ain't just on the Bible. And when I go into these motherfuckers, see, this the shit you can't put on YouTube, because them bitches gonna be crying. They're gonna be crying, because I'm picking Moses up like this. Boom, body slamming his ass. You know how you body slam a motherfucker so hard, and when that motherfucker hit the ground, he just started crying. Soon as his back hit the ground, I got Elijah, Jesus, Muhammad trying to run, but the long arm of the law Mayat gonna reach out and grab him by his turban and yank his ass right on back. Get your ass back here, Arab. We got you. We got to put you on the elected chair. Goddamn it, for the crimes you done committed against the people. Come on in. Come on in. Family, this is the day. Today, just to give you a preview. And see, you know what? I got so much smoke right here. I say, you know what? I'm giving y'all a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's going to be enough to punch a hole through your mind. You're going to be like, this nigga right here, man, I don't know where said he be going, but you know this nigga live in the culture. I swim deep down to the depths of the culture. This is all I do. This is how you know a man, you know, this is the only way I could be as good as I am, is that I live it, love it. It's deep down in the depths of African spirituality and culture, and love it. It's one with me, and I'm one with it. You understand what I'm saying? And so I got a third eye, a fourth eye, and a fifth goddamn eye. You know, and they just like goddamn antennas and satellites. And as I study, them motherfuckers go. I said, oh, I got you, motherfucker. I know, you know what I'm saying? And why this, I'm focusing on the other eyes, focusing on other information. So, goddamn it, it's like, you know, fighting 5 and 6 wars at one time. Yes, I'm talking cash shit because I can back it up. Today, we dealing with the Egyptian book of the day, and it's really, you know, and people got all type of other, you know, names for it, and they think that, you know, it mean, you know, they all powerful because some people say it's the book of coming forth by day and by night. Okay? The book of coming forth by day and by night. You understand what I'm saying? But we understand that these were the ideals, the spiritual ideals to carry our sacred being over to the other side of sacredness. When once we pass on, you know what I'm saying? That there was something waiting on us after that, in which they call salvation. So as we read The Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James, we understand that the Africans were the first to have a system or an ideal, a philosophy, an ideal of salvation. That we just ain't here. Motherfucker just, before that, motherfucker just didn't know what. The motherfucker just dropped dead. Then nobody had no ideal of no salvation. So that concept alone, see, started the whole religious, you know, ideology all around the world where now you have a system of salvation. Okay? And so we understand that the mystery system was key, if not, you know, the founding institution that brought that ideal out into all the rest of the world. Okay? Including any goddamn religion. Any goddamn religion. You got it. You only invent the wheel one goddamn time. Okay? Alphabet. You only invent, you know, so you see that all these alphabet, they got it one from another. Yeah, the Egyptians, you know, gave it to their brethren. They took it on the outside of Africa. And then they, you know, the Greeks and the Romans stole, you know, letters from the African alphabet. And you understand, and, you know, created their particular alphabets. And then the French and, you know, took it from the Romans. The English took it from the Greeks and Romans and all the way up to the day. You see what I'm saying? But it's the Egyptian mystery system. And we say mystery because it's a mystery to the outside world. But it was no mystery to African people because we was living it. We was, you know, it's not a mystery to the man that know the answer. You see what I'm saying? So again, you know, the mystery system is just a term that's used. You understand what I'm saying? By the outsiders. We didn't call it the mystery system. Even though we knew it would be a mystery to the vagabonds and the heathens and the pagans and the illiterate peoples of the world. We knew it would be, and we set it up that way. And it has remained so even to today. You know, people just asking why and how the pyramids was built. I say, well, bitch, if you interpreted the metadata, you're supposed to know that. I mean, how the fuck is you going to say you interpret and you still asking silly-ass questions of how and why and real brethren of the crowd can see through all that, you know, and some niggas in that ain't even, you know, fraudulent. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I sidestep, you know, because you got rogue niggas. You understand? They might be in the institution, but they ain't about that life. You know, and that go way back into ancient time. And that's why we got to understand a lot of the sickness come from within. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you know, but the weakness happened within, which allowed the outsiders to come in and do what they did. If we were strong as a bloodline and as a brethren and as a sisterin, you understand what I'm saying? We stayed the course, they would not been able to do that. So we have to establish that, you know, it began to break down the system. And when you get down to Egypt, you'll see why. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with the whole Nile, and, you know, that was always a fear of the Africans up the river that, Egypt being the end of the Nile and being an extension of Northeast Africa, what they call Mesopotamia and all that, Iraq and Israel and all of that vagabonds coming down in that land would have access to Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And then, over a course of thousands of years, you get these vagabonds and shit settling and shit and bringing in these rogue ass ideas. And then after a while, they begin to infect the population. You understand what I'm saying? And then you start losing that initial Africanness, you know what I'm saying, that allowed you to establish it. And then after a while, the cracks and shit and, and the deficiencies start to show. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you got to always keep these motherfuckers out your blood, out your nation. Number one. You know what I'm saying? Barring these motherfuckers. I read in the Bible and I'm dealing with, they always barring a motherfucker. Don't marry with these motherfuckers. Well, why ain't we the same goddamn way? If God command them, we know this is but that's a good rule and law. Not to allow your people to inbreed with these vagabonds and these heathen ass motherfuckers are deplorables. Nothing but goddamn deplorables. You understand what I'm saying? And bring deficiency into the nation. Many niggas still out there, and still, allowing this to happen. I don't goddamn allow it. And you know what? I know where I'm headed, so I might as well just come on about. See, that's why I need my other platforms. You see what I'm saying? I straight up just cut into motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't want my tongue to be tied by nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just letting you know. And so today we talking about, now this, we talking about the ancient Egyptian religion, ancient religion. And it's really so many various interpretations. You know what I'm saying? Even though we got some standardized interpretations, down through 3,000 years, you can even look at the Bible. I mean, from 100 years, how many versions have happened in 100 years? You know what I'm saying? And even though there's some core, teachings that stay standard, Jesus was born and, and he was crucified and he rose from the grave. But a lot of that is changed. You know what I'm saying? So the longer, information is in the world, it's going to change. And that's a constant. Even though there's going to be some standard information that stay the same, but it's going to be some changing of how it's presented to the world. You see what I'm saying? So after 3,000 years, and even deeper when you go up into Nubia, you're talking about even, the Nile Valley is easily 25,000 years old. And I'm talking about on a high level. I'm not talking about on no low. We can't let them control shit. You understand what I'm saying? When you look at the damn pyramid, any logical mind gonna let you know, hey man, you dealing with, the evolution of so many science that probably you're looking at least 250,000 to 500,000 years of evolution. You see what I'm saying? Still shocking the mind today. You see what I'm saying? And so, over that course of time, you can expect it's going to be change. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be one way. You know what I'm saying? Just like the other day I had, if you go on General Seti, I did the one on Set, the true founders of ancient Egypt. A lot of people didn't want to deal with that. Yeah. Set eventually became, for many that was in power, became a negative. You know why? Because they was in war with the people who originated the concept of Set. That even amongst African people, but in the earlier stages, Set was the supreme deity. That's facts. You see that deities are usurped by other deities. Like if you go to and I brought that up, we say, why Set? Which is thieves, which the Greeks call thieves, but it's why Set. You see what I'm saying? It's why Set. And then you got Karnak temple, which they call Apet-Asut or Aset. Apet-Asut Aset. You understand what I'm saying? And so, you hear Set in everything. You know what I'm saying? You hear it and you see, even in Aset, you see that. And as we cut into the Egyptian Book of the Dead, which is the Nubian book, because you're going to see these concepts existed in Nubia before there was an Egypt. You see what I'm saying? And the facts is, when you look and you see it, and people couldn't accept that the first county, the first district of ancient Egypt was Seti. You understand what I'm saying? But soon as you hear Seti, they gonna tell you, oh, that's the land of the bow. Motherfucker, they had way more shit than a bow. What the fuck is you talking about? You act like this just was a land of goddamn mercenaries and shit. You understand what I'm saying? These people had mathematical, spiritual, scientific, concepts that predate any goddamn bow. You know what I'm saying? And so, when you hear Set, then they say bow. But nobody gonna logically, make the understanding, the comparison that Seti and Set, is it somehow that these Nubians is affiliated with the god Set? What is this? You know what I'm saying? And then you come down today and you look at Set and then you see Sut. Like Sut in a chimney. You got Sut. You can look it up and it's black. You know what I'm saying? And you see the term sunset. And when the sun set, what do you have? You have darkness. So you got to see that Set too is an aspect of solar melanin divinity. Because you got the blackness, and Set was also, his one of his symbols was gold, Nut. Naquata was one of the cities that highly venerated Set, and it was in according to the Medunet, it was Nut, N-U-B-T, which is symbolic of gold. So when you see black and you see gold, you see what? You see the gold symbolic of what? The sun. And then you see what? The melanin, the black, darkness. And so you see the sky, the cosmic creation, and you see the sun traveling through the cosmic melanin. That's all it is. Black and gold. You see images of Tut riding, even when you see him riding on the Black Panther, and you see him gold, and he's riding on, that's the sun traveling through the 12 hours of night. That's what it is. You understand what I'm saying? So, we got this solar melanin divinity, and we got to understand that. And so Set was symbolic of that. Before Amen. Amen didn't come up. Ra and Amen didn't become the supreme deities until, latter, middle kingdom, new kingdom is really when they supreme. You know what I'm saying? But damn, you talking about thousands of years then went by. You see what I'm saying? Even when you talking about why Set, Montu was one of the head deities even before Amen. Montu. You understand? And you see, if you look at Karnak, you will see that Montu, the Karnak temple, Montu's temple would have been on the right-hand side, a smaller temple, but it was right there. You know what I'm saying? And so it was a part of that complex. So you will see that certain gods usurp other gods. And then when you get down into Nubia, which, we talking about, even though the first district, the first Nomi, coming down the river was Seti, it went even further than that. But then when you got up there to Seti, you see that the deities, you know what I'm saying, was so profoundly Nubian. Deities you didn't see way down in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Like Khnum, which is the supreme deity of Elephantine Island. Then you start seeing Aset, the temple of Aset. And then you had a temple to Osiris on Beggar's Island. All of that shit was flooded out. You see what I'm saying? They flooded Nubia out to hide many of those correlations that I'm making. You understand what you call Lake Nasser and all of that? You know what I'm saying? A man-made goddamn disaster to hide the Nubian reality as the mothers and fathers of ancient Egypt. You see what I'm saying? So we got to deal with that. We got to deal with that. Now today, let me go on and get this Nubian, this book of the day. And I call it, they call it the book because that's where they were stealing motherfuckers. We go down in the tomb there, and so they say it's the dead, but we ain't never dead. You understand? If we understand the reality of who we are never dead. We just transforming through, stages of our existence. You understand? And the mummification, let me get into it now, is only a spiritual cocoon, just like the caterpillar goes into a cocoon and then out comes the butterfly. See, when you see the cot, which is the body being wrapped, and then you're talking about over 72 days of rituals and all types of, rituals being done to the body, all type of oils and herbs and prayers has been preparing one to make this spiritual transformation. See, nobody else in the world that's how we know we got something waiting on us. We knew. Let me get on over here and get some things up to show you. I'm about to get busy this Sunday. See, I can't show y'all everything today. Can't show you everything today, but I will show you something because I love you. My African peoples out there. Got to show you something. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a two video series. You understand? To show you a couple of little highlights. I'm going to rock your world. I ain't gonna let you down about that. I'm going to rock your world. You understand what I'm saying? What I want to deal with. Okay, I'm going to start here. I can just rock on down. I'll come in and out. Where's that whole book of the day? I got bits and pieces of it. I got it all the way down here. I'm going to be rocking y'all for real. Okay, I'll just start with this one. Buckle up, family. Buckle up out there. Buckle up out there. Let me see how we doing out there. Got family in the house? Oh, they're in the house. I had to take a break on some of these stations because I be hitting their ass so hard. People just think I be laying off. I had to take a break because these motherfuckers be fucking with me behind the scene. I don't just be taking no goddamn break shit. I had to do it like that. Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, family. We right here. We looking at the papyrus of Ani. Okay, I saw this papyrus. This papyrus right here is in the British Museum. It's in the British Museum. You see what I'm saying? And you can see right there. You see the god Ampu. Okay, Anubis. Okay, now that's another clear. When you hear that term, A-N-U, Ampu, or Anubis. See, the Anu people was the Twa. And when you look at it was a pallet, or a small little pallet that was found by the thief in Flinders Petrie, which I showed on the set, where they found up under the temple a replica of Tanetta. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't a replica; it was the original. But it was a pallet or a small little artifact with an image on it. You understand what I'm saying? It showed that his name was Tanetta, and he was a Twa, and he had a staff showing that. Again, when you have a staff, it shows rank. You see what I'm saying? So this is where the staffs of ancient Egypt came into being. You got to be an elder. You got to be a chief. You got to be a rank to have. And so this was Lord Terranetta. And he was a Twa. You see what I'm saying? So it showed that the Anu was associated with the Twa. And you see Bes and Ptah, the early deities of ancient Egypt, were Twa. They were part of the Anu. And so when you start hearing that Anu, you start hearing the Nubian. You understand? That's why you get Anubis or Anuket. And so Anpu, you see, you're hearing that Nubian prefix. You understand what I'm saying? To let you know that even though it's all through the spirituality. You understand? So for people to assume that Set is somehow the devil, that's a bunch of bullshit. Now, you can see veneration of the god Set all over in a righteous, manifestation. This ain't no goddamn devil. I mean, you would never see a Christian or a Muslim venerate the devil the way ancient Egypt and Nubians venerate Set. That's bullshit. That was a particular people who had a disdain for the Nubians, who had, conjured up many spiritual teachings that were against the teachings of Set. But that wasn't everybody. You see what I'm saying? So in respects of that, that's almost like how we had to save the term black, even though we understand it's got some English, German origin. We understand that represent who we are as far as definition. We are the black, the black people, the melanated people. So we had to save it because they had taken the term black and Black Monday, Black Sunday, Black this and black, and they did the same thing with Set. It's no fucking different. You see what I'm saying? So you see Ampu leading the spirit, the soul, into the hall of Ma'at, the hall of the great mother. Okay, not the hall of Osiris, it's the hall of Ma'at. And she's the judge, because if you don't get past that scale right there, ain't gonna be no Osiris. You ain't gonna see no Osiris. You ain't gonna get past Amit, which is a goddess, half crocodile, half lion, half hippopotamus. That's a goddess. So when I say that almost 85% of ancient Egypt is a feminine worship, it's just that. You see the goddess Mayat on top of the scale. And so when we say the long arm of the law, see, that's the law. The arm is the top. That's the arm of the law. That's the arm of Ma'at. And you see Ampu, he's there and he's checking the balance to make sure that it is a totally fair procedure. You see what I'm saying? And so you see the heart is also, connected to the solar melanin divinity, the solar melanin theosophy. This is where when you get Jesus, wait a minute, let me come right on up out of here and go straight on up in here. You understand? Niggas think I'm playing. This is where you get Jesus and you got what? The burning heart. You see what I'm saying? That's also an aspect. The solar plexus. This is where the Hindu plagiarized the chakras. Niggas always talking about the chakras, this, that. Motherfucker, that's plagiarism. Every one of them chakras, I can show you, and I'm using the term only so that you would know what it means. You see all of that in ancient Egypt and Nubia, goddamn hundreds of thousands of years before the first goddamn guru ever was on the planet Earth. Okay, so you see how the heart has come over into Christianity. You see what I'm saying? I didn't have to come out of there. So you see from here to here that, they still in certain aspects of our spirituality. You see the ka or you see the soul, and when we say soul, that means that aspect of you that's connected to the solar system. You understand what I'm saying? That connected to the sun. And because we know that we're connected to the sun because we got the pineal gland that produces melanin, and that melanin comes from your connection to the sun. You will not be able to produce no melanin without the solar UV energy, entering your body. You understand what I'm saying? And you can condensing that energy and converting the energy into melanin. Okay? Only people gonna have a problem with that is the Caucasoid. You understand what I'm saying? They ain't gonna have no solar melanin theosophy. They're going to have the Dracu mythology where they goddamn running up under the goddamn earth when that sun come out. So when you look up at the top, in many of the scrolls, you will see 12 deities at the top. Okay? You will see 13. And the 13 is also sacred to the calendar because we understand we got 12 30-day months in the ancient Egyptian calendar, but you got that special month at the end of 5 days because it's 364 and 1/4 day. So you had them extra 4 days in a quarter day, and so you had the 5-day month at the end. So that's the 13. You understand? You're going to have the 13, and then you got the sun up front to let you know that this is the universe. This is where you get the 12 house of the zodiac. This is where you get Jacob and the 12 tribes. Then this is where you get Ishmael and the 12 princes that come out. This is where you get Jesus and the 12 disciples. It go on and on and on. And then you'll get the 4 out of that. And the 4 is the 364 and 1/4 day revolution around the sun, quartered off into the 4 seasons. If you're in the north, you got fall, you got winter, you got spring, you got summer. And so the 4 represents what? The equinoxes and the solstices. So you get that with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Then you got, and understand when I did, if you go on my Patreon, you will see where Jacob, Israel, he had, even though he got his 12 sons, he had 4 wives. People didn't see that. They didn't understand that. And then you had Jesus, even though he had his 12 disciples, he had his 4 episcopal disciples, which was Matthew, John, Luke, and Mark, okay, which represents the 4 gospels. You see what I'm saying? And then you come to Horus, and you got the 4 sons of Horus, which represents the cardinal points. Breaking this shit down. And so here, when you're looking at the soul, the soul-lie, the African soul coming into the Harlemite, the heart is being weighed. You know what you're doing, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? When you think you done got away with it, nigga, the punishment is inside. You looking in the mirror, you know what you did. In the way, you know when you done did some fucked up shit, your ass up all night. You can't think, you can't sleep. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's recorded in the heart. And when you do so much wrong and you stressing it, you understand what I'm saying? Some niggas just collapse and die from the stress and shit that they cause their own self. And it says that one's heart, in order to go on and see salvation, must be what? Lighter than a feather. You got to be light. And so all that thinking that you can fuck over people and then you can pray to Jesus and it'll all be forgiven, take that bullshit on with you. Nigga, that ain't how life is supposed to be. You are judged by every deed that is done. You know what I'm saying? And so one must go through life as light as even when you carrying all that negativity. What does it do? What does the feather say? You want to lift, and you want to rise. You understand? You cannot rise with all that negativity that's weighing you down. It's going to keep you on the lower level. It's going to keep you connected to the ills of the earth. And so you want to rise. And the only way you can the way you can ride is be light as a feather. You see what I'm saying? You can see over these niggas. You can, none of that shit will even bother you. You won't even take your time to even indulge in none of that. That means being and treating people with kindness when you can. That, that don't mean you got to treat a motherfucker kind when they don't treat you kind. That ain't what that means. But all that unnecessary negativity that motherfuckers in, that ain't being light as a feather. And so right there you see right behind the scale, and you see my eye is the judge. Because if that scale don't weigh, then you ain't going to make it past that scale. You understand? So we don't need to talk about Osiris. Osiris put the official validation on the fact that you made it. But if you don't get past that scale, you will never see Osiris. You see what I'm saying? And so what you looking at Tahuti would have been St. Peter. Because what is Peter? He's one aspect of St. Peter, and Heru is also another aspect. They split. They put two of the principles of Tahuti and Heru in St. Peter, because St. Peter, what? He at the gate. He's the gate. He got the key to the gate. And he has what? He's in possession of the book of life. If your name ain't in that book, then you can't get it. He looks, and so you see Tahuti, what? He has the book of life in his hand. And he checking and shit to see if your name is, and you can see Amit. If you look down at Amit, the devourer, you can see he looking at Tahuti. Because Tahuti gonna let him know, oh, the nigga name ain't on the list. We already know, nigga. We already know what it is. So Amit is actually looking at Tahuti for verification. Is this motherfucker 100? That's what he's saying. Is he 100? And so Tahuti, obviously he 100, because you can see him go past to, so from Anubis, Ampu to Tahuti is one stage of the temple. Okay? That's the first segment. And then you see him reappear to the second segment. Now let me come on over here to the second segment. And that's right here. You see? And I already put in there, Amit looks back to see the rendering of Tahuti, and you see Heru with his hand outstretched to Osiris. And this is where the Christians get the way to salvation. So Heru say this is the way to salvation. And so you got to come and you got to bow down to the great king of the underworld, which is Osiris. And you see right there the four sons of Horus right there representing the cardinal points of the planet of coming up out of the Great Lakes region, which we're going to break down. And you see the lotus, which is symbolic of the Nile, coming down to the Delta region, which I'm going to show you right here. Let me break it down for you. Let me break it down. Let me show you the Delta region, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You see how I formed the Delta region. And so when you look at, I can't put it together for y'all today, because that would be like too much like right. You know what I'm saying? I got to get it for you for Sunday. This is just a small, so don't think you're getting nothing, nigga. Don't think you're getting nothing. Here you go. I'm giving you a little taste of this powerful information. So you see that the symbol of the lake under the throne, which we understand to be who? Our Set. Okay? So you see the two goddesses in the back, which I'm gonna drop the information on that real quick. And and then we're gonna have to move on to the next video, because I can't give y'all the lecture tonight. So you see the lotus is symbolic of what? The Nile coming down into the Delta region. And so this is also how our people come up out of the Great Lakes region, come down the Nile, and come out into the world to populate north, south, east, and west. Okay? Understanding that. And you see that the throne is also symbolic of the highlands of Africa. You understand what I'm saying? Coming up out of the mountain regions of Africa. When you go up into Ethiopia, Uganda, up in Kenya, you got to understand that Lake Victoria is a mountain lake. You got to understand, people don't tell people, those are mountain lakes. You see what I'm saying? So that region is and not only mountain, volcanoes, and this is where you get the concept of the pyramid, the house of fire. Okay? Real moving. And so, again, you see, which one I want to drop? God damn, I want to drop so many, but I don't want to drop them all. You understand what I'm saying? Let me come back up here. This is one showing the 12 judges. You see what I'm saying? At the top. If you look at starting from the right, you see Horus. You see Ra, Soka. You understand what I'm saying? You see Ra right there. And you see the sun. Then you see Osiris right behind him. You see what I'm saying? And you see Shu. And you see Tefnu. You know what I'm saying? I don't know them all, but I know the majority. And then you come back 2 more rows, you see our Set and you see Neptus. Okay? So if you count one up front, Ra, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you get to the 7th, you see Isis and Nephthys, okay? So that's 8, 9, 10, and you see 2 in the back, which is 12. So you see right there, the 12 houses, the 12 judges and houses of the zodiac. You see it there, so it'll change, but it's still the solar representation of the revolution of the solar system. That's what it represents. This is solar melanin theology. And then you see, if you go down towards the scale near the heart, you see Isis and Nephthys again. Because they also guide the spirit through. You know what I'm saying? You might get down there, get nervous. And they got your back. They kind of help you through the process. You understand what I'm saying? So they're like guardians. You know what I'm saying? Others car. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that the car get to, salvation. And you see Ampu, he always checking in the Masonic plumb line, in the plumb ball. So you see, that's where the Masons get the plumb line and the plumb ball from. You see what I'm saying? He's checking and he pulling to make sure ain't no slack in that line so that this is a totally fair process. The other one you see, Mayat at the top of the scale, and this one you see Tahuti at the top of the scale. And matter of fact, if you look right next to the baboon, you see what? You see the ibis. You see the ibis right there. And so you see him right there. And even in this one, Amit looking up at that book of life. Your name ain't in that book of life, your ass is in trouble. You see what I'm saying? If you ain't looking up in that, Amit looking right up in that book of life to see if your ass is in there. If not, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it to see no Osiris. And so you see right here, this is who Nephil. When he made it all the way through the process, I don't have the beginning, his hair was black. You see what I'm saying? But when he made it to Osiris, you see that his hair has turned white. And when Moses went up on the mountain and they say he was face to face with God, they say that Moses' hair turned white. So when the Nephil got face to face with God, his hair turned white. These is all spiritual ideologies and mythologies of African people. Ain't nothing wrong with myth. Okay, if it's African myth. Okay, and these people have breaking into Egypt, have stolen so many of our concepts, and if they shit is holy, what is ours? And they got 1.1% of the truth in theirs, and they call that shit holy. What is ours? If going into the church is holy, what is our temples? You understand? And they ain't nothing but 1%. 1% of the information that was taken of ancient Egypt. And so, again, let's go to this one right here. And so you looking at the top, you see Osiris is the sun. But people don't understand that. It's more than one story being told. When you think about Nu, you think about Ra being the son of Nu. That's the cosmic story of Heru, who is the sun, and Isis. You got the anthropomorphic story, the human aspect of the story. You got the cosmic version of the story. Nu, Ra is the same as Isis and Horus. You understand what I'm saying? But we had to identify with our own salvation. So just like the sun sets, that's almost like death. And then traveling through night for 12 hours, resurrects the next day. So the sun is the earliest story of the resurrection. The sun resurrects. You see what I'm saying? Daily, resurrection, daily. And so because we are children of the sun, we pattern our own salvation after the sun. You see what I'm saying? We pattern, and so just like we wrap up in the cocoon, and that's our 12 hours a night, and then we will resurrect in the afterlife. You understand what I'm saying? This is a process. So you see that Aset is known as what? The throne. She's the throne. And you see Osiris sitting on, and Nephthys is the house of God. Herself, she's called the mistress of the house. And the house is the temple. So you got the throne in the temple. And the temple is symbolized by the canopy that's over Osiris. If you're looking at this canopy that's in the enclosure, if you go in the church, we're going to show you that that's if you go in the Catholic Church, that's St. Peter's throne. You see the canopy sitting there. And then you see the throne there, and they say that's the throne of St. Peter. So the canopy represents Nephthys. She's the house of God. She's the temple of God. And that's why when you go to France, it's called what? The Notre Dame. Or because the cathedral, the temple is the woman. You see what I'm saying? That's why when you go into the deepest part, the holies of holies, you're going up in the womb of the temple. This is where the deity was given birth to in the Holy of the Holies. We got to talk today, okay? And so you see, again, we see, and then we said that St. Peter got the key. You see, Heru got the key. He got the key. We already talked about the primeval waters. And then, look here. Let me drop this right quick. So when you see Nephthys, and Isis, come on, talk to me now. You see, and you go to Matthew 27:61, and there was Mary Magdalene and the other Mary, which was his mother, sitting over against the sepulchre. So when you look at Nephthys and you look at Isis, you're looking at Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Jesus, who was supposedly at the tomb of Jesus when he rose from the grave. So again, in the end of the Sabbath, Matthew 28:1, in the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. So you see right there again, okay, breaking it down to you, showing you the mystery. Ain't no mystery to the African because we got the answer. Yeah, it's only a mystery to the motherfucker who ain't got the answer. You see what I'm saying? And again, we show you right here. I'm going to show you right here. And there was Mary Magdalene and the other Mary sitting over against the sepulchre. So this is where they stealing all these concepts up out of our African spirituality. And we call that shit holy. And we look at our own spirituality and we look down on it and say it's heathenism, it's paganism. You understand what I'm saying? The Lord gonna be mad at us if we venerate this. We got to wake up today. We got to reclaim what is ours. We can't keep coming through the goddamn back door of our own teachings, and scared to accept the reality. Let me deal with this. You know what I'm saying? And so, where I want to drop down on. Oh, here we go. Just a little something. And so you see here, you know what I'm saying? You see Osiris, he's on the day of love. Yet, he's ready to resurrect. You understand what you say? You can see the falcon, symbolic of Isis, sitting on the falcon, receiving the Holy Spirit. So you see that the whole story, the crucified Christ, passing on his sacred sperm. And so this is, when you see the mummy, this is what it is, a cocoon. You see what I'm saying? He's not dead. He's transforming. His day, he will resurrect. We will resurrect. You understand? That's a spiritual cocoon that, we're being, in the process of our spiritual transformation. And you see right here, how they done stole even that, the mummy. And they got Egyptian mummies all over the planet. God damn it, if the Hebrews was mummified, where is the goddamn mummies? And so they got some silly shit. Where, they don't understand it's a spiritual concept. It ain't nobody gonna raise up the Lazarus. He raised up. They didn't even understand the spirituality. They thinking the motherfucker gonna raise up out the grave. You ain't gonna raise up out the grave. You gonna spiritually transform and raise up in the spiritual life. Nigga, you gonna go on to salvation. You understand what I'm saying? There's a heaven, what we call African heaven, that's waiting on us. You understand? So we was the first one with the concept. The other motherfuckers, the body just dropped dead and they kept on pushing. They didn't have no concepts of salvation. They got the mummy. You understand? They done stole one, but they don't understand the whole concept. Because if you were mummified, where are the mummies? That's just common sense. The Egyptians have perfected mummification where they got hundreds of thousands of mummies that have been millions of millions. Let me quit. Millions of mummies have been found all throughout Africa. The royalty were more, exquisite. More exquisite. So if they showing you the mummy, but where are the mummy? Where are the Hebrew mummies? You see what I'm saying? That's how you know a motherfucker still. You can't never come up with shit. God damn, you motherfuckers can't come up with no tombs, can't come up with no bodies, can't come up with no books, can't come up with shit. Can't come up with shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, family, let me come on up out of this. I ain't gonna, I'm just letting y'all know. Damn, I didn't even realize how much time went by. God damn. You know what I'm saying? Time be moving. That's just a little taste. You know what I'm saying? I want to rock your world this Sunday. So if you really want to see, and I'm going to be popping, pop, 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 pop. You understand? I guarantee you. Do you understand? I guarantee you, when you come up out that, you're going to have if you ain't already been a student of the general, and even if you have, your ass going to be on fire after that lecture. Your ass going to be, I'm going to give you some books and shit. Your ass going to be like, God damn, I got to go back and study. I got to write some shit, nigga, and get you, it's going to advance you in your teachings, and even as an African, person, where you need to be at this time, or where we at. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep just talking about ancient Egypt. Motherfucker, this is a revolution. God damn it. I'm transforming information into ammunition. If that Egypt, if a motherfucker just telling you about pyramid and this, that, and they ain't bringing you to the final conclusion that it's about war, yeah, it's a pyramid. But it's about war at the end of the motherfucking day. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of motherfuckers out there using Egypt and shit, and they ain't revolutionary. General Seti is a revolutionary. Every motherfucking thing I teach is about revolution. Complete and total change of the reality that we live in. Transforming information into goddamn ammunition. If you ain't doing that, if you ain't motivating Africans to action, nigga, you ain't the one they need to be listening to. And you need to realize that yourself. If you just sit up there, ancient Egypt, and Menes was the first. Bitch, shut up. Shut up. That's old. That shit old. And, we sitting up here and people, saying, oh, y'all didn't have Egypt. Y'all ain't done nothing because they didn't taught us wrong. Okay? It's not about just it's about overthrowing those that's on our land, including these niggas that didn't, sided with the beast. Okay? So family, can you get on over to my Patreon? Do that. Because that's where I can nut up on the motherfucker. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Seti.com coming. Seti University. It's on the way. Okay? You can see I'm making moves. I ain't playing no games with nobody. I'm making it available. These motherfuckers fucking with me. And so I have to have more than one platform to be able to say what it, because I can't teach like no PG nigga. And I got to be a revolutionary, and I don't give a fuck. Whatever they take down, bitch, I got something else. You know what I'm saying? I can't, at this late date, I can't be no PG nigga. You know what I'm saying? I got to be straight up R-rated nigga. Putting that information down uncut for the family because we so desperate in the time. And the shit that I listen to out there, that shit ain't transformed. Y'all whining too much. Y'all ain't got no answers. You understand what I'm saying? History is supposed to be transformed into ammunition so you can fight your enemy of the day. Niggas is talking too soft on these peckerwoods. You understand what I'm saying? They ain't talking hard enough. They ain't digging in their motherfucking chest. And I understand that the man own this shit, and that's why you got to come on a different platform. So check in on all my platforms if you want that raw, uncut, Suten. And even that, they're going to be like, God damn, this nigga right here. Woo! Ain't nothing but fire. Love your family. See you this Sunday. The link right down in the video description. Going over to Seti, General Seten Patreon. Get that fire. I got 5 hot hot ones. Them motherfuckers got my computer smoking right goddamn now. And Seti.com, online marketplace, DVD, lecture, t-shirt, hoodie, jewelry. Got a lot of shit that I'm going to put up on Seti.com. Got something for the kings, got something for the queens. I'm going to put something up there for them young babies, them young African queens and princesses and princes. Got something for them too coming on the way. Fuck with me, family. I'll be right black. I got a little segment that I want to drop just to show you now that I'm just not no hype. I don't need hype, baby. I need you in the chair. I need you in the classroom so I could demonstrate the masterful teachings of the General Sarah Suten. I'm out of here, family. I'll be right black. What time is it? God damn it. I'll be right black. Give me 10 minutes and I'm going to drop one that's going to crack your head. Going to say, God damn it, I got to be in that motherfucking lecture this Sunday. I'm going to get my ticket tonight. This is the General saying, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black pop. Be back here, nigga. Don't be skipping class.